capturing that top tower. Good Q, and then the W coming out of the hands of Annie. She is going to be able to go ahead and grab this point, neutralizing it, and get about 20% there. Rammus coming in with a good roll. Kennen, nice job, Sam, on the south side of that tower, and he is not going to be able to take damage from Rammus, but Mundo coming around. Good defensive strategy here. He's just going to sit there with Burning Agony on and really just hit the AoE. Nobody's going to be able to cap. A little bit of a tussle going down at Boneyard here. Amumu just despair all over the place as Phoenix from Sound Guy tries to AoE the capture as well. Everybody just using as much AoE as they can to stop, neutralize, prevent people from capturing, and keep their capture in their favor.
So yeah, those captures in particular, you see these gold rings around this point means it's a quest point. I'll go into that in a little bit, but right now the fight, blue team is trying to get this quest point. They have minions there, and they will. So they capture the quest point. So here's what quests are, right? So remember that you're capturing these points around the map, right? There's 5 of them you can see on the mini-map down here. Every few minutes, the game says, hey, these 2 points, one blue, one purple, they're quests.
Yeah.
If you get the enemy point, the one that we've marked, you get a big buff on your team. You can see this little red icon above Sona right here, and you get a bonus damage on the enemy nexus, about 20 points of free damage.
Yeah, you can see 174 to 130
times per game. And you have to capture the point before your enemies capture the other one. So, you know, the bottom right point was a big capture. Blue team, they got the green health bars. They, in fact, got that one. Wow, damage outcut. Ugh, so much damage up from Sona. Should get picked up. And so they won that quest. They got a lot of free bonuses out of it, and actually gave them a big advantage because it's now 160 to 120 instead of 160 to 140, which actually is pretty significant when they're like 10, 15% lower than they would have otherwise been.
Right.
And so they're trying to get everything. Tarek pushing down the bottom left as well. Of course, that quest no longer exists because the quest was completed when Blue team won that one. He's going to take this one over. You can see 2 to 1. These pips up top, 2 to 1 on the captures, now 2 to 2. As Tarek has going to be 3 to 2. Purple team about to be in the advantage. You can see they're down 30 Nexus health, but now they're ticking down onto that blue team Nexus. Tarek trying to defend against Renekton plus Sona. Sona is nullifying this point right here, doing what they can. Tarek will stop that, but he's not doing too much damage, so it's pretty dangerous.
Yeah, he kind of just walked in there. He could have backed off, as we saw Cho'Gath playing the other game. He kind of just went in for the Rupture, went in for the Silent, backed out. Pretty aggressive there, but he did have the point, so he did have the turret in his favor. Just an unfortunate event, you know, too much burst heal from low poly count. Top being contested, it is going to go in favor of purple with that 2-cap. Udyr getting hit by something. I don't know what that was, but he just got knocked and he got off the point. So, indeed. We got Rammus heading towards the middle, no shrine or no relic there, and they are going to go down towards bottom. Make sure nobody's going towards that. So really, the defense to be played now. They're not too worried about points. They see that they brought it back to even now, 120 to 120 again. So they're just going to go ahead, play that defense, and try to grab a point if they know they win a pretty good team fight in the middle of the map, or maybe in one of the lanes.
Yeah, absolutely. So we see them pushing the route back and forth, actually getting ready to sort of siege the top left point. Purple team really trying to go for this refinery a little bit. You see Annie, Amumu, Kennen really trying to go over to the right-hand side, doing what they can. It's going to be a little bit contentious there. Sam done taking a lot of damage. Still Helm doing a lot. Going to get jumped on, though. And, oh, that's a good ult from Amumu. They're going to pick up that kill onto Ezreal. The trade, though, on both sides. You can see the top over here, one to the other side. Another good stun from Amumu picking up that kill, but here comes Rammus and Dr. Mundo. And he whipped that cleaver, though. And Annie, the entire time, has been capturing the top middle, so bam. Blue team starting to go back to the advantage. They are down Nexus health 104 to 118, but they're in the advantage. There's Sona shoving with minions against Tarek. Actually doing a pretty good job of this. So Tarek doing a good job, of course, shoving her around as well.
Wow, good shutdown.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a capture just yet. Sona really getting hit pretty hard. Good stun. And Tarek's going to go and take that. Yep, he runs over for the health relic, grabs it. Good job there by Tarek.
Denying the resource.
Yeah, that was really smart.
Very nice job there. Sona with a little bit of mana, but she rather would have had that to keep a cooldown, especially for a situation like this where she can help Renekton. Looks like they will be able to grab top, a 4-cap, and they have just turned the game around once more, and it is going to be 104 to 90 right now. The 4-cap is going to tick down quite hard, and we could see a 5-cap if this bottom Boneyard is lost by the purple team. It is not looking good right now. Rammus coming around to stop Amumu. He kind of wants to keep the tank out of that, so he gave him a quick bump. The point is neutralized, so there are no points in favor to stop or negate any of the hits they're taking from the blue damage.
Yeah, purple team is really getting hurt real bad right now. They're losing 3 to 4 Nexus health per tick, and you get to see pain. This poor Rammus getting hit really, really hard. And yeah, that is the pickup, that central buff. Or sorry, I guess he has the. I guess it's Kennen. Of course he has lightning damage. Like the lightning damage. No, that's Kennen. I was confused for a while. Ezreal going to go over towards the top. They're down by 70 Nexus health. Sona picks up another kill right there. They've actually held this bottom right point, but top right staying, or going back to purple. And Kennen going to stop this Ezreal just in time. Ezreal doing a lot of damage actually, but the ult's going to come out. That's going to be pretty all right.
Oh, dear.
Now Mundo coming by, 16 health left. They're down 3 points. If they get this one, they're going to be in much better shape. Bottom right going to be a good one for blue team. They're going to take that one over. And yeah, Mundo not going to take this one over in time. 104-6. This game about to drop down.
Indeed.
4-2-0. And blue team going to take the victory here.
1-1.
1-1.
Yeah. Awesome match. People flipping tables. They're flipping tables all over. It's a mess.
Yep.
An awesome game, a lot of mobility. You know, I thought the Rammus being able to just, you know, go from a boneyard to a refinery, that diagonal capture without anybody being there, would really take the other team off guard and really not allow them to spread themselves out enough while not being too thin.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but you know, I'm gonna look at and try to figure out what exactly the win was. Certainly, Kennen played extremely well, 1359 on his renown score, the highest in the game actually by about 100. Yeah, so you can see, you know, Kennen 14-7. Actually went for a hybrid build with Yomu's Gunblade Prospector's Blade. So, you know,
I saw that. I saw a Brutalizer halfway through, and I was like, huh?
And it kind of works, right?
Yeah, it works.
Because you're constantly in battle, you know,
For sure.
You're throwing out attacks, right? You can't always charge into dudes, so obviously it worked, right? So, you know,
Yeah, you're gonna pull up stuns more as well. So
yeah, right. Yeah, 8 cap 7 neutralizes the highest in the game on both those counts. Really, what was everywhere for his team, and really one of the highest kill scores. So, you know, good stuff there. You know, that's the team sort of takes down pretty moderate cap scores. Team's pretty close. You see Dr. Mundo, really a good job there. 18 kills, 8 deaths.
Yeah.
Really tanky. He's got, you know, Sunfire, Spear Visage, Force of Nature. You can go through the items. Oh yeah, Kite's Blood Razor is actually a minor change right there. So instead of Madrid's Blood Razor, we said, you know, it takes a while to get that item, this anti-tank item. You know, actually cut that one out. Actually, Madrid's in general, I think, is gone. Riggles and Madrid's both out of the game, but. We do have you know, this you know, slightly new item. It's just the pickaxe and the recurve bow, and it combines into a you know, more quickly acquired, you know, anti-health stack item. So, you know, kind of cool stuff there. It's pretty useful in that one. You can see Odin's Veil getting picked up a lot this game. Another Priscilla's Blessing. Again, on that Rammus, you can play that Ninja Cap roll, but also was going for a Trinity Force, had a Sunfire. You can see 4, 8, and 13 was a member of a lot of kills, actually. Right? It was certainly quite the fighter, had Ignite, all that kind of fun stuff, but was playing that capture role with that item. You can see sort of the rest of the pickups. You know, standard AP builds with the Rabin's Death Cap, Void Staff. But yeah, you know, these players sort of tailoring their build to the new map. You can see, you know, the top fighters, you know, really high on score. But, you know, not only are they the top fighters, but they're the top capturers.
Yep.
Right? And it's the top capturers that are actually always getting the top scores here. That's just really powerful.
Yeah, that's what you really want to do for your team. You want to be that facilitator for the capture or the facilitator for the defend. You can even keep somebody in that role. And you know, something I've thought about is keeping somebody, like we said, nobody's used them, Kog'Maw earlier.
Yeah.
What if you were Kog'Maw and you ran around the middle of the map, knowing that point's being captured, fired over the wall?
Yep.
Fired over the wall, run back through a shrine, fired over the wall. You know,
Yep.
You're always moving around. Now, if they come to the middle of the map, that kind of changes up what you have to do, and maybe you just need to roam around the outside and protect a few points. But yeah, there's so many things you can do. Orianna has some good range. You know, they've been playing Sona for speed buffs, Nunu for blood boils. You know, it's like speed, range, sustainability, so you need to be a little bit tanky, and not all the range is tanky. It's just there's so many things that combine with each other. I've said it before, and I'll keep saying it. I just can't wait to see what the community, you know, ultimately comes up with, because there's millions and millions of ideas out there.
Yeah, there's so many different things you can do. It's always, you know, really entertaining to me, just because you've awesome things. I mean, you've got you know, so many different strategies. A lot of these champions, you know, incredibly viable. Not just the big tanky fighter guys. You know, they're you know, at the press event, people were talking, oh yeah, man, these AD champions, people like Xin Zhao, really, you know, they seem to dominate the map. But yeah, if you're just fighting. If you're fighting a dude 1v1, yeah, tanky fighter dudes, they're gonna beat you. They're gonna lose to Aurelia and those guys, sure. But like, you have dudes like Ezreal who just stop captures from across the map, Kog'Maw the same way.
Yeah.
Gangplank's hilarious because he can 1v1 you pretty well, and then he drops the ult, and like,
right?
he full
Nobody
he full
can
stop
capture
for like the 10 seconds that's up, because it just shoots the cannonballs around. You know,
Yep.
Ezreal, yeah, you one shot and you have to dodge it, but you know, the cannonballs keep falling. Gangplank does cool stuff.
That's the kind of thing you'll always see. A lot of the AoEs have like Mundo and Kennen up top. Kennen runs in with the slicing maelstrom, or just hit lightning rush, and he goes around. Not that it's AoE, but he hits everybody, and that's like points, stop capture, stop capture. Mundo runs around burning the agony. He's just stopping the capture. People are trying the entire time, and those really gain a lot of points when you're stopping, just constantly after the other, even if you're not grabbing the point.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, you know, if I'm remembering correctly, right, you kill a champion when the Nexus is above 100 health, and you get two Nexus health out of it. You check them down by 2. If you dive into a team of 5 dudes and sacrifice yourself to capture a point, if you held them off for 2 seconds, you have full rights to say "worth it" in all chat, because you kept that shove from being 1 second, 2 seconds away at each stage. You're captured when instead of neutralized for another 2 seconds, you're neutralized instead of everything else for another 2 seconds. Like, you just have that advantage, and it's just really powerful to do that. So, or if you do it really well, if you're, again, like you said, Kog'Maw, right? You bait them.
Yeah.
You keep them from doing anything, and because they're like 4 up top doing things, you're actually keeping them from capturing, and the rest of your team is actually capturing and doing other things on the map. So this marks about 1 hour into the stream. We're kind of segmenting them into little 1 hour segments. We're going to bring you guys a little video commercial that we've made to show you guys some of the cool things we've been working on. And then, of course, we'll be right back into the action with more live games. Yeah, we're going to show you specifically where we're at with Germany with the Gamescom convention that's been going on this weekend.